From CNN's Harry Enton, there's no break in Maga. Trump's approval with Maga GOP is literally 100%. You can't even get 100% of the people to agree that Casey Haley ate up Bobby Womack on If You Think You Lonely Now.
If you think you're lonely now.
Ooh, yeah.
Wait until tonight, girl.
Now, you can maybe get to Bam Adebayo's 83. Like, you can maybe get to Bam's 83, or you can get to Kobe's 81, but you ain't getting to Wilt's 100 on nothing. Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and this is Street Politics. Now, there I was perusing Temu, trying to find one of those mouth things where you can siphon gas. I seen it on the movies. When I saw this,
I think
from CNN's Harry Enton, there's no break in Maga. Trump's approval with Maga GOP is literally 100%. 100%. 100%. You can't get 100% of people to agree that weekends are good. Like, you can't even get 100% of people to agree to drink water or go out in the sun and touch grass. You can't get 100% of the people to agree that Flavor Flav should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You can't get 100% of people to agree on who shot JR or that Safari ruined love and hip hop.
A few moments later.
You can't even get 100% of the people to agree that Casey Haley ate up Bobby Womack on If You Think You Lonely Now.
if you think you're lonely now.
Ooh, yeah.
Wait until tonight, girl.
Now, you can maybe get to Bam Adebayo's 83. Like, you can maybe get to Bam's 83, or you can get to Kobe's 81, but you ain't getting to Wilt's 100 on nothing.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you look at the polling data and there are numbers that just jump off the screen at you, and this is one of those. Because just take a look here. MAGA GOP view of Trump. Approve 100%. 100%. If you are a member of MAGA in the GOP, you approve of Donald John Trump. 0% say that they disapprove. You don't have to be a mathematical genius to know you can't go higher than 100%. He is the 1972 Miami Dolphins.
You can't even get 100% of the people to agree on the 1972 Miami Dolphins. What they play, 6 games? You can't get 100% of the people to agree on absolutely nothing. And since we're talking about Trump, which Trump do they approve of? They don't call him Taco for nothing. Which Trump do they approve of? Oh no, I'm not talking about by the year, by the month, by the week, by the day. I'm talking about by the minute.
If we ever needed help, they won't be there for us. I've just known that for a long period of time. We have some that are really enthusiastic. They're coming already. This isn't need. Need would be one of the big boys. If we need their mine boats, or if we need anything, any piece of apparatus that they may have because of a situation that they have, they should be jumping to help us. We want them to come and help us with the straight. My attitude is we don't need anybody. We're the strongest nation in the world. We have the strongest military by far in the world. We don't need them.
This man went from we won in Iran to we're winning to send help. This man claimed victory 2 weeks ago. Now he out here panhandling countries on the side of the NATO road talking about, come on, hey, just throw me some rockets, baby. Just help me get, throw me some rockets. Help me get right. I'm sick right now.
He is the 1972 Miami Dolphins. Now, there are some Republicans who disapprove of Donald John Trump, but they are not members of the Make America Great Again movement. The bottom line is this: if you are a member of MAGA, you approve of Donald Trump.
Okay, I got it now. I see what you did here, Yearning. I see what you did. 100% of the MAGA GOP. You know, kind of like how he just goes and determines who is and who isn't MAGA, right? So this is like an election if he could determine who's voting. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I have 3 kids. I disown 2 of them. I then asked the one kid I didn't disown if he approved of me. He said yes. 100% approval rating. I'm the best. You got that right. Because once you go through that process of realizing you got scammed, all of a sudden you out the club. Got it.
What is this? What's happening?
No.
I gotta say, I could have called this one.
No.
Yeah.
Is it our fault?
It is not your fault.
Whose fault is it? Oh, fuck, I want to go.
Let's cut this. It is directly your fault. It is absolutely 150% your fault. Of course it's their fault.
Please don't cry like that.
Mommy!
Let's grow up.
I'm going to throw up. I think I'm going to throw up.
Don't throw up.
Come on.
I threw up. Oh, this is ugly. Hey, guys.
This is not right.
All right, dipshit. Right here.
Stop it.
1, 2, 3.
I don't want my picture taken right now.
Well, let me ask you this. Is this woman in the MAGA GOP?
If you could say something to President Trump and he was going to hear you right now, what would it be?
You're a worthless pile of
And you voted for him how many times?
3 times. That was my bad. Apparently, I'm an idiot.
How about this guy?
Do you regret your vote right now?
Well, between him and her, I thought he was the better choice, but honestly, I miss my Uncle Joe. I was a nobody, and I was balling then. Now, I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even show you $5 in my pocket.
We spoke to Trump voters here in Florida who are ticked off about the fact that the gas prices in the state have gone up by an average of about 60 cents within just a week.
I would just wish he'd keep up on his campaign promise and say he was going to put it under $3. He'd end that war so fast, but here it is, 5 years later, helping his buddy out get his more money, and then never mind charging us Americans all sorts of money for fuel that you just stole from Venezuela.
And those gas prices are getting higher because of volatile oil prices due to the war in Iran, a war that these Trump voters tell us they hope wraps up quickly.
If I could, speak to the president, I'd just encourage him to finish up this war and get us back to a safe world.
He's saying about for our safety, leave somebody alone, they won't bother you.
Hopefully this conflict over there will end, it's just unfortunate.
The overall vibe here at the gas pump amongst these Trump voters is they feel like the economy is not going well right now.
At the moment, I'm really out of work.
My hope is that it's temporary and it doesn't last for too long and oil prices come back down. That's my hope.
I can tell you one thing. If Trump think he got that 100% approval rating, he better not leave the house. No, they right outside.
Give it up for the Black Panther Party!
And don't you dare cross that street.
The walk signal is on. Trump. The walk signal is on. Trump murders children. The walk signal is on. Trump. The walk signal is on. Trump murders children.
It's interesting, though, because there have been a couple prominent people who have sort of come out online, and they're very mad about this war with Iran because he promised no new wars. Is there any sign that people might be leaving MAGA relative to 2024?
Yeah, okay. So, I've said it before, and, the theme of this segment is Tucker Carlson be darned. And when we look at the numbers, I've heard some people say, oh, you know what, when you look at those MAGA numbers, it doesn't account for those who might have left MAGA. But take a look here. Americans who identify as MAGA, in November of 2024, it was 28% of Americans. Now it's basically the same. If anything, it's slightly higher at 30%. The bottom line is this. The MAGA base within the GOP is not shrinking. It's the same size. If anything, it is slightly larger than it was back in 2024 when, of course, Donald Trump won a second term. So that 100% that Donald Trump has approval among MAGA GOP, that is not an artifact of MAGA shrinking. It's just an indication of how strong Donald Trump's grip is on that MAGA base.
Harry N. Don't make us go get Steve Kornacki. Don't make us go get Steve Kornacki. You want us to believe that Donald Trump has 100% support of the MAGA GOP that has grown since 2024, while at the same time, breaking, Trump net approval rating hits a historic low at minus 15.3. And yes, you are correct, Noxie, but CNN told me it was at 100% for MAGA. Oh, Noxie, you didn't do it justice. 100% for a MAGA that's growing, apparently.
I said, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right.
You got 100% of MAGA approve of Trump per NBC and Polymarket about the net approval rating historically low. You got that right, Cam. Somebody is lying. 100% my ass. Harriet, we don't even got to go to Polymarket, okay? We don't even got to go to Polymarket. We can go to you. Wasn't this you?
Flashback.
CNN's chief data analyst, Harry Enton, is running the numbers on this, but also speaks to the changing nature of President Trump's base right now. Talk me through this.
Yeah, okay. So, if you know anything about Donald Trump, you know that he built his 2 presidential victories on winning voters without a college degree, while Donald Trump's base with non-college voters is absolutely collapsing. Voters without a college degree on Donald Trump. Look at this. Back in 2024, he won those voters over Kamala Harris by 14 points. You come over to this side of the screen. What's his net approval rating with him? He is underwater by 9 points. That's a 23-point switcheroo with his base of non-college voters. He is absolutely collapsing with the group of voters that helped put him into the White House.
Oh, no, wait. I could do you one better. Because I didn't have time to record this before you ran to the studio and put this out after the 100% approval.
This morning, prices at the pump, the national average up another 4 cents to $3.88 a gallon. My 8s are very bad there. That, of course, the price of gas. This is diesel right there, which is even more expensive. But it gets to the prices that we're paying for everything, the cost of living and the potential political impact. With us now, CNN chief data analyst Harry Enton. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So the president, how do voters see him on the issue of the cost of living and prices, and how does he compare to, say, when he was elected?
I would say that this is the most troublesome sign that I have seen for the President of the United States and the Republican Party so far. What are we talking about? Well, let's take a look here. Voters on Trump and the cost of living. You go back when he was reelected back in October of 2024, he was beating Kamala Harris by 3 points on the cost of living, right? Look at his net approval rating now. Woo! Down underwater we go. His net approval at a record low, 41 points below water.
What about independence?
Yeah, what about independence? You think this 41 points below water is bad? Take a look at independence. It's even worse. 60 points underwater when it comes to Trump and the cost of living among independents. Again, a record low. You go back to October of 2024. He was winning on this issue over Kamala Harris by 11 points. Look at that switcheroo. That is a 71-point switcheroo in the wrong direction for Donald Trump. Simply put, I am saying this loud and proud. You cannot win an election when you are the incumbent party and the top issue is the cost of living and you're the president of the United States and your net approval rating on it is 41 points underwater. You're with Greg Louganis at this point, and with independents, 60 points underwater. What, are you kidding me? You cannot win. If you're the president and you're the Republican Party and you're not addressing this issue, wave adios amigos, goodbye, see you later, your House majority, and may very well be your Senate majority as well.
So let me get this straight. You told me that 100% of a voter base that's growing approves of a president that's 41% underwater on the voting public's number one issue.
This doesn't make a lick of sense.
No, I'm just thinking about the Magas right now. I'm thinking about the Magas right now. They're not going to take this well.
What?
They done gone to trashing Trump on his personal message board. On Elon Musk's website, the Magas are trashing Trump now.
They done fucked up, right?
Trump has killed America. It was already dying, but the chimp has put the cushion over its face. Fed Chair Jerome Powell gives the bad news. There's effectively zero net job creation in the private sector. Magas didn't turncoat on Twitter for you to say they had 100% approval. Come on. Think of the Magas. Think of Megyn Kelly didn't call Mark Levin Micro Mark for you to say it was 100% approval of Magas.
Look, I'm all for taking the high road, and I did try. But after 111 tweets, increasing the security profile in my own life, and attacking me in the most vile terms, I think anybody could see that I was entitled to one below the belt punch. Right? When they go low, we go micro penis. That's the way it's going to be. At least insofar as that bully is concerned.
And speaking of Mark Levin, he didn't give us this delicious 180 on Joe Kent for you to say it's 100% approval of Magas. Think of Micro Mark. Nick Fuentes didn't say every word out of your fat, disgusting mouth is a lie for you to say MAGA support was at 100%.
Trump appointed Kent to be the director of the Counterterrorism Center. So Trump says, well, I always thought he was bad on security. Really? So you always thought that your own nominee to be the director of the Counterterrorism Center was bad on security? So why then did you appoint him in the first place? That doesn't even make any sense. And see, this is where you got to say about Trump, I'm done with this guy. Are you kidding me? So Joe Kent, by the way, is totally correct about this. This is a complete break from America First foreign policy. And that is why people signed up. This is why people voted in 2016, 2020, and 2024. There are a lot of people that voted 3 times because of this, because they wanted an end to the endless wars, specifically in the Middle East. You liar. You utter liar and deceiver and traitor.
Liz Wheeler didn't get dog walked all over the timeline saying these podcast wars are embarrassing, referring to the fracture in MAGA. She didn't get dog walked by literally everybody that saw her tweets for you to say MAGA support was at 100%. The Arkansas Turning Point USA didn't disaffiliate as soon as they met with Erica Kirk for you to say MAGA support was at 100%. Oh no, they ended that date early, which she would know about that. She did the shows.
Don't let anyone disenfranchise you because you're a young man, especially a young white male man. Don't ever let anyone talk down to you. We need strong men out there.
That's not to mention Indiana and all the states who refuse to gerrymander. Hell, you could talk about the senators refusing to get rid of the filibuster, or how about the congressman who broke on the Epstein files? 100%? 100%. Not even Fox News can hide this carnage.
I'm really not happy about this inflation report.
All right.
And I know it's one data point. The Fed looks through it. We try to look at 2 or 3 month trends, but this does not look good to me. And I don't like sitting here after everything we're talking about and saying, oh, well, okay, but it's just 1 month, because unfortunately March is guaranteed 95% chance to get worse than what we saw. So core goods prices were up by 0.3%. You're up 4.3% year over year. That's just core goods prices. Services inflation was up 0.6% in December, 0.8% in January, 0.5% in February. It's going down, but it's still increasing overall. Year over year, we're up 3.8% year over year. What I don't like is that prices rose in food, alcohol, investment in vice securities, which we could talk about, fuels, trucking, inpatient care. Now, they fell for apparel and footwear, but they're rising, and I just don't like it. Fresh and dry vegetables were up 49%. So there's something going on. Maybe it's a one-off that we could debate, but I don't like the trend, and I don't like that we're going to sit here and think that March is going to get worse.
Well, I agree.
It's got so bad, you got Magas yearning for the days of Barack Obama.
How about Republicans?
Okay, this is where it gets interesting, right? Because you mentioned, right, and I had mentioned that Barack Obama was president in the mid-2010s, and now Donald Trump, a Republican, Democrat to Republican being president. But what about Republicans? Their numbers have actually stayed pretty steady. So let's take a look at this exact same poll. Republicans, pride to be an American, extremely are very proud. In 2013, it was 92%. By late 2025, pretty close, right? 80%, maybe a slight fall in this PRRI survey.
Harriet, you know we rock with you. We gonna have to get Steve Kornacki down here. No, because you don't bury the lead like that. Don't bury the. I don't want to hear about no Democrats and no young people. You mean to tell me that more Republicans were proud to be an American during the Obama years than right now? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you are telling me? Donald Trump got to come out in blackface or something. He got to come out in blackface because that's going to land harder than them Melania reviews. I can tell you that right now. That's nuts. Coincidentally, Melania probably feels the same way. I'm sure she probably feels the same.
He was such a slick snake. You know, he was this affable guy who was like wearing good suits and looked the part and sounded the part.
Not only that, not only yearning for Obama, but not afraid to let the timeline hear it neither.
Obama did it better. Obama did it better. The new talking point from Maga is, well, Obama dropped bombs too. Yeah, he did. And he did it better. Obama was able to use surgical strikes and limited military operations to take out targets and not start a fucking war. How about that? He did it better. In fact, most of the things that the Trumpies like about Trump, Obama did better. We'll go with unemployment. Obama did better. Economy. Obama did better. Deportations. Obama did better. He was able to deport way more people than Donald Trump, and he's able to do it on 1/10 of the freaking budget. Yeah? And without sending goon squads into American cities. Obama did it better. Obama was able to get across a health care bill. Trump can't. Obama did it better. Obama was able to get tax cuts for the low and middle class. Trump for the upper class, for the rich. Obama did it better. So trying to say that Obama did it too on any subject just shows the failure of Trump and the failure of his people to recognize that everything that Trump said Obama did it better. They just don't like that a black man did it better than a white man. And one last point, let's not forget that Obama was able to get Iran to enter into a non-proliferation treaty for nukes. Trump couldn't do it, so Obama did it better.
MAGA's down so bad, you got them making the argument that Make America Great Again isn't even a political movement. They trying to divorce MAGA from Trump.
Is this hat worth the heartache?
To me it is.
if that wasn't a condition of my employment, I'd be back to work tomorrow. I miss the kids. Those kids and I had a great relationship.
But a complaint from one of Mr. Dave's Bus 73 students about his Make America Great Again hat has brought that relationship to a screeching halt.
I get a phone call from my boss at Christ Transportation. And she contacts me and says, hey, listen, I'm going to buy you a hat, an American flag hat, because the school district has deemed that they don't want you to wear the Make America Great Again hat.
Dave Bonhoff, a retired Baltimore County police officer turned Littlestown area school bus driver, says he chose to walk away before afternoon drop-off, claiming the district and Christ Transportation violated his freedom of speech.
There's nothing in this hat that says anything about partisanship.
What do you say to people who may argue that the hat is pretty synonymous with President Donald Trump, a political figure?
I would say that they're incorrect. I would say that making America great is what we should all strive to be. Anybody who doesn't want America to prosper, I take issue with them.
Al Moyer, Littlestown area's superintendent of schools, clarified over the phone that Bonhoff was an employee of Christ Transportation, not the district.
He thought he was slick. He thought he was slick. I think that man seen them approval numbers. That's I think that man seen them approval numbers and say, we got to take this back. We got to take this, like the black people did the ends. We got to take this back. We got to take the power back. If you needed any single indicator of how nonsense this was, how about the fact that Caroline Levitt posted it? That's it for me. That's it for me. If Caroline Levitt posted, then you know. Then you know for sure.
It's over. We are screwed.
And yes, you are correct, Eric. I was reliably told for years that CNN was fake news. Y'all got it so bad that even the Magas that apparently have the 100% of Trump are calling out the administration for touting the Magas 100% of Trump.
You're gonna learn today.
From Chernovich, CNN polls are accurate now. LOL. Come on, man. 147%. You know, you had me at the 147% because if there's anybody that knows how to misuse statistics, it's Trump. We've heard him say statistics over 100% before. We've also heard him talk about the Magas being like 80% of the population, which makes even less sense to Harry Enton. It's hard to do, but he talked about like 80% of the population was with him and they were MAGA, which he apparently has 100% of their approval, but somehow 41% underwater on cost of living. What is this about?
You don't find that suspicious?
Larry Ellison's new CNN says Donald Trump is like the 1972 Miami Dolphins and claims a 100% approval rating among GOP voters. See, I don't know. So you think it was the influence from up on high pushing that? Because them saying that doesn't make it true. That doesn't make it the case. If anything, all that would do is play into Trump's delusion. Wait a minute. Stay on that.
But wait, there's more.
The reason CNN keeps showing these North Korea poll numbers is because they want to make sure Republicans own this war 100%. They're literally conditioning their audience to think MAGA equals 100% pro-war, and people like Eric are too stupid to understand, so they gleefully spread this psychological programming to millions more on social media, thinking this helps Trump. Not only owning the war 100%, but everything else as well. I love it. I love owning the gas prices, owning the lack of job creation, the unemployment, the inflation. Yeah, Harry Enton, you played the long game. You played the long game. Who's that, Trump? Hey, 100%. 100%. Hey, you keep doing you, player. It's going great. I wasn't familiar with your game, but I got it now. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I would like to wish you a happy Women's History Month. Shout out to all the women whose hard work makes this channel go.
I ain't the one, baby.
Wait a minute. No, because you got Miss Ray doing the mods, and you got Regina doing the research, and your wife be doing the admin. You got nothing but women up here. This a whole DEI operation. I'm telling Trump. Nah, I'm telling Trump. This a whole DEI thing you got going on here. What you mean, what's DEI?
How do you interpret DEI?
And I would also like to shout out all the women who show up and support the channel every single day. People like Gigi, the crochet queen, who sent me this. Love your channel. Here's a pic of me wearing the Who Raised Y'all t-shirt. I love it. Excellent quality. It's in my weekly rotation. Be blessed and keep informing us in only the Reese way. You make me feel like a natural woman. I'm yours. I see you, Gigi. Now, I had a babysitter that liked to crochet. I didn't know you was the queen, though. And she's not going to take that well. She is not going to take that well.
I said, what? She said, yeah. I said, no.
People like Kel, who sent me, I took time out of my day to send you this. Quiet as it's kept. I hate taking pictures due to my big-backed activities, but I wanted to show my support. I love your channel. Woman to woman. Kel, honestly, if it wasn't for big back activities, I wouldn't have no activities. That's what I put down. I just had my physical, and for activities, I put big back. That's what I do there.
Yeah, boy. That's it. That lovely.
I enjoy watching your Who Raised Y'all segment so much. I just had to cop that merch. Keep bringing the truth and the funny to us 99% bottom feeders of the world. Also, good to know that we have great taste in Basquiat and Marley. Bless up. From Yolanda from Wakanda. Man, the best thing about being a woman is the ability to have a little fun. I'm sensing a theme with the women and the Who Raised Y'all shirt. I'm also sensing a theme from you, Yolanda. What's that you smoking? I can smell it from here. Hey, I used to be a backslider. I used to be a backslider. And we gotta show some love to Auntie Sugar, who sent me her Who Raised Y'all mug and a face that can only be described as quintessential Who Raised Y'all. Like, that's the quintessential Who Raised Y'all look right there. Honestly, that look should be on a t-shirt.
He's right, you know.
To all of you, happy Women's History Month. We do this every single year, right? Put up posters with the elegant fonts, pick the safe names, the ones who've been gone long enough that their anger doesn't make us uncomfortable anymore. We hand out the awards for Women's History Month. We hold the luncheons and act like we're doing someone a favor by granting them 31 days of recognition, as if history was ours to give away in the first place. And let's all take a moment, because we just came out of Black History Month, and it's bad enough that we've whitewashed history to the point where we have to go out of our way to recognize Black people. But Black people are, 12% of the population? Women are half, 51% on a good day. And we have mansplained history to the point where we have to take a month to specifically acknowledge the contributions of half the population.
This doesn't make a lick of sense.
Even then, it's a lie. A comfortable, well-packaged lie, but a lie nonetheless. We talk about women's history like it's a separate wing of the building, like a special interest project. We act like men built the foundation, laid the brick, and wired the electricity, and every once in a while a woman walked in and hung a nice picture on the wall. That ain't how it went down. The bricks were held together by the labor we refused to pay for. The foundation was dug by women whose names we scrubbed off the blueprints. Every great man we worship in our textbooks was standing on the shoulders of a woman who was told to stay quiet so he could speak louder. We spent centuries taking their ideas and calling them discovery, taking their resilience and calling it duty, taking their silence and calling it consent. And now we want to be thanked for giving them a month, for acknowledging that, yes, actually, they were here the whole time. If you want to honor history, stop treating it like a memorial service for something that's over. It's happening right now. It's in the room where she's being talked over. It's in the lab where she's doing the work while he's getting the funding. It's in the home where she's holding the world together while we take credit for the gravity. Don't give them a month. Give them the microphone. And then have the courage to sit down and listen to the history they're making while we're busy pretending we're the ones in charge of the clock. Now, we're going to talk about the ones who carried the signs, the ones who flew the planes, the ones who refused to get up from the seat, and we should. But keep in mind, history isn't just the woman in the oil painting or the black and white photograph. History is the woman who taught her neighbor to read in secret because the law said her mind was a dangerous thing. It's the mother who worked 3 jobs so her daughter wouldn't have to work 1. It's the scientist whose name was left off the paper, the artist whose work was signed by her husband, and the millions of women whose history was simply survival. Because where would we be without it? They aren't just a contribution to the story. They are the story. Happy Women's History Month. When a man loves a woman. I don't know what happens then. That's kind of been my problem.